Hey kids, Tony with Home Studio Solutions. First of all, happy 2018. And as I talked about in my last video, I want to start getting into a place where I'm making music more confidently. I feel that since that last video, my music production has increased. But if a lot of you guys are like me, you have chunks of songs in drawers. I have lyrics, I have guitar riffs, bass riffs, drum ideas. I've got all this stuff just hanging out. And the biggest hang up for me is figuring out where to go with that, what to do, and exactly what I need to do to take that next step to actually piece songs together. So one of the hang-ups that I guess I found was that I don't understand music theory. I have a good idea of what songs should sound like. I know what right sounds like when it happens, but I'm not able to do that intentionally. And so over the course of the last month or so, I've actually spent quite a bit of time researching what that is supposed to mean for me. And as hokey as it might be, I mean, this is my own YouTube channel. I found the support and help that I feel I needed right here on YouTube. It's through Hack Music Theory. That what Ray and Kate Harmony are doing over there is fantastic. After watching a lot of the videos that they have up and seeing how easy music theory could be, I feel that that is one of the biggest hang-ups for me. And so doing all the research on their website or on their YouTube channel, it actually inspired me to kind of dig into some of their extra stuff. So first and foremost, they got the 12 music theory hacks. It's free. You sign up for their stuff and you get that right away. And then they have the songwriting PDF. And then this one comes at a cost. And then as does Hack Music Theory Part 1. They come at a little bit of a cost, but to me that was worth it. When I'm watching their videos, their content, not only is it entertaining, not only is it easy, there's a certain element of brilliance, and that's being able to take a very complex subject and make it applicable to your life. And I feel that they have this ability to do that quickly while not losing the attention of the viewer. And so things started clicking for me. They really started clicking, and I want to make this the year that music production becomes a reality for me. Now, I'm largely against New Year's resolutions. I believe that we shouldn't wait until the 1st of January to make changes in our lives. However, it just so happened to all click around the 1st of January, so this isn't a resolution for me. But I want to challenge all of you guys to stop making excuses and start making music. So what I would like to do is actually, I've kind of taken some of the concepts that they have. I would like to hop over into my digital audio workstation and show you something that I would like to do to actually contribute back to the channel. Okay, so here we are, my digital audio workstation in the latest version of Reason, which is version 10. One of the things that Kate and Ray talk about, and I highly encourage you guys to subscribe to their channel and take a look at what they're doing. I'll have a link in the description for you guys to take a look at that. One of the things that they do just happens to make sense to me. Now, what I did is I actually took the time. I write songs in block mode, so if you take a look at this, I actually took a second to actually pan out the entire scale for any given progression, as far as major, minor, sharps, flats, things of that nature, and I laid it all out in MIDI. And then when I go back over into song mode, it's got all the progressions that are actually laid out. Now, for people that are into Reason, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and save this down and actually make it available for download for you guys if you want to just be able to hop over into block mode select what key you want it in or what chord progressions you need, and then you would be able to select whatever you have, leave that in the first block, and start moving from there. Now, this doesn't make sense, especially I know a lot of Reason users are gonna start asking a lot of questions. And as you can see here, I already have the Scales and Chords player up. I already have, I actually have the Rack Extension Auto Theory as well. It doesn't make sense to use these if you've got these very cool little tools in your tool belt. My issue, my hang up is not always knowing the proper notation. So being able to experiment with suspendeds and add sevens, yes, the functionality exists within Scales and Chords. It exists within Auto Theory, and there are probably ways to do that. However, to me it makes sense to be able to look at the chord, and if you pay attention to what they're doing over there, to be able to note what what notes are actually in those chords, as you can see here, and be able to manipulate what that is to make it work the way that it needs to. So for me, being an analog musician, I need to be able to figure out what's going on and be able to punch that into a guitar from a MIDI keyboard. So for me, one of the biggest hang-ups lately has been, I'm again an analog musician, so my heroes, like Kurt Cobain for example, they're purists. They like to know that the sounds that they've created are the sounds that have been captured and recorded and released. We live in a digital age. I mean, there's a little bit of flexibility that we have, and along with this chord or this music theory content that Revolution Harmony is putting out, is that I'm actually having to let go of some of my analog desires out of the gate. It's come to my attention that basically if I were to be a little bit more flexible and willing to utilize digital mediums in the songwriting process, that I would be able to have the flexibility that I needed to bounce off and then take what I put in MIDI and actually re-record those parts analog the way that I wanted to once I've actually worked the parts out. So it may not seem like a groundbreaking thing for some people, but for me to be able to let go of that concept that everything needs to be recorded in analog right away out of perfect solid takes, all of that stuff, they're false limitations that I'm putting on myself, that if I can get something quickly that resembles what it is that I'm trying to do, it's going to work. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. As I said, I'm going to go ahead and throw this the Reason file online. Also, what I did for non-Reason users is I've actually taken all of the different scales and chord progressions, and I broke them out individually into MIDI, as you can see here, and I put that up online in the zip folder, and that's it's made accessible. If any of you guys have issues getting that content, please let me know. I want to make sure that we're helping you out. Further, I don't want to stay here. So now that I've got this revelation, I'm in the middle of writing and capturing ideas for an album. So what I want to do is actually take a brief pause in recording for that album and go back to utilizing this. I want to test this theory, if you will. I believe that it's rock solid. Everything that they're saying makes a lot of sense. But what I want to do is I want to put this theory to the test. I want to see if everything that I've read is going to be good for me to be able to utilize. So, as you guys can see here, I've actually, over the course of, I started last May on the 1st, chronicling my journey from being a 3-year-old music fan to present day, where I kind of take a look at my journey and how did I make the decision to become a home studio musician. And in that, in that I actually stumbled across some lyrics to a song that I wrote a long time ago. And the lyrics, in reviewing them, I'm actually pretty confident in them. I think, I wrote this song back in, late 2003, early 2004. And so the 20-year-old version of me, I actually think that there's something there lyrically. But the reason I never recorded this or never put it out is because I wasn't confident. I think it was 3 chords, and I don't even remember the verse. So really all I have is the chord structure for the choruses. And the problem that I had is I don't need it to be super complex, but I don't want it to be as easy it was. It was really predictable. As far as musically, it wasn't very interesting. So from this journey, I want to revive the second song that I ever wrote, really first that I ever wrote with guitar backing to it. And over the next couple weeks, through the month, what I actually want to do is actually test this theory, put it down in digits, and check in with you guys and show you how it's all working. And then once everything is good, be able to drop in the analog instrumentation that I want to, and go from there. So I think this is a good jump off point for 2018. I want to encourage everybody to move forward with their songwriting, with their music recording, and their home studio endeavors. So with that, hopefully we'll be able to check in about a week or so, and as we start to see some progress, I'd like to share that with you and catch some feedback. So thanks so much for your attention today, and I hope you guys have a good one.